Yo, what is up? It's ChrisXtophers, and assuming you've seen the thumbnail, assuming you've seen the video title, then I know exactly why you are here. In today's video, I'm going to be teaching you how to play Teemo in 2x KO. Not only how to play Teemo, but I'm going to be giving you basic combos, hard combos, advanced combos. The character came out about a week and a half ago, and I was going to drop this video a lot sooner, but to be honest with y'all, I've spent the last week and a half grinding Teemo myself. I got Teemo all the way to Grandmaster. I have used Teemo in a few tournament runs as well, and I just wanted to make sure I knew exactly what I was talking about before I uploaded this guide. And now that it's been about a week and a half, I feel very confident that I can teach you how to play Teemo, and I'm hoping that you leave this video not only knowing how to play Teemo, but I want to level your Teemo up to beyond how to play him. I want you to be an advanced Teemo by the time you get done watching this video, and I want you to leave feeling as saucy as possible, because this is my favorite character maybe ever that I've played in a fighting game. So without further ado, let's jump straight into the guide. Alright, so here we are in the lab, and first things first, I do want to clear up before we start the guide. Teemo is a very hard character, so do not get discouraged if some of his combos don't make sense at first, or if some of his mechanics are a bit strange. Just keep in mind that this character is hard and you will eventually get it down, and I believe in you. So with that out of the way, I'm going to go over a few of the important moves in his moveset that we're going to need for this combo guide, and just a guide in general. So first things first, we're going to be going over his key moves. I'm not going to go over all of his moves, but basically the key moves that we're going to be using during this guide. I'm going to go over and kind of explain what they do and why we're using them. And if you do not care about a brief summary of his important moves, make sure to look on screen and skip to whatever section you want, because I'm going to have each section divided. So skip to whatever section applies to you. I also do have my controller overlay above my webcam, so if you ever get confused on what I'm clicking, light, heavy, medium, parry, S1, S2, they're all bound, and you can see my inputs left and right, so you know exactly what I'm clicking when I'm clicking it. So first things first, Teemo's light attacks in the ground and on the air are these darts, and if you land enough of them, you will actually get a dart badge, and what that does is it will allow you to apply poison to your opponent, which is very important. Teemo's mediums are a frying pan, which has 9 frames startup. This move is very spammable. You kind of just want to throw this button out, and if it hits, you confirm off of it. If it doesn't hit, you don't really lose too much for throwing this out all the time. And his crouching medium is a multi-hit sliding attack, which will beat retreating guard if your opponent is spamming retreating guard. This will beat it, and both of these moves are going to be kind of your combo strickers. Teemo's S1 is a slingshot. You can do this in the air as well. If you land enough of the slingshots, you will actually upgrade the badge to hot stuff. What this does is it applies fire to your slingshot, and it adds 20 extra damage, but that's not what makes it good. Teemo, with his down S2, can plant grass. He can go invisible inside of his grass, but he can also light his grass on fire with hot stuff. You can also do this with your crouching heavy, and it is very important because it allows Teemo to not only set a wall between him and his opponent, but to go invisible and get a little mixy. So we just talked about Teemo's crouching heavy. Let's just go ahead and go over it. Teemo's crouching heavy is a campfire. Now this move has a unique property where if you fully charge it or partially charge it, they will stay in hit stun doing a backflip all the way to the floor, which is very important for our combos later. Teemo's forward S1 is a roly-poly like move. This move will crumble them against the wall, allowing you to follow up with a combo afterwards. And roly-poly is actually +0 on block. Now this move can be charged up, but for the most part we're never going to want to charge this move unless it's mid-combo, because on block the fully charged roly-poly is -10, whereas the normal roly-poly is only -0. So for the most part you never really want to charge this move unless you know for a fact it's going to hit. And last but not least, Teemo's most important move is Mushroom. So Mushroom can be thrown forwards, you can throw it backwards, well, you can't throw it backwards, but you can click back S2 and Teemo will hop backwards, allowing you to have some space between you and your opponent. You can do this in the air as well with the same properties. If you hold forward, it will go forward. If you hold neutral, it'll just plop it down. And if you hold backwards, Teemo will go backwards. Now, as you can see, once you land enough of these mushrooms, they will begin to poison your opponent. And this is very important. This is Teemo's best badge because on block, this does a ridiculous amount of chip damage. If I can just find a way to show you. So look at the top right. Let's say we're being a nuisance and throwing these mushrooms all over the place. Yeah, they do quite a bit of chip damage. And last but not least, I just do want to go over Teemo's supers real quick. Teemo's S1 super is a blow dart. You can fully move Teemo up and down during this super. So if I hold up, I go up. If I hold down, I go down. I can also move left and right as well. This move is really strong when you pair it with an assist. So if I call my assist, if I call my assist and do this at the same time, as you can see, very strong. Teemo's S2 super is a bunch of mushrooms. He pulls them out of the ground. You can bounce things off of them. If I don't miss, you can bounce your projectiles off of them. You can also plop off of them. I just missed, but you can plop off of them. Kind of has no use, but if you're feeling a little springy, I guess you can plop off of them. But if you use your down forward heavy, right? Down forward heavy. If you use this on any of your mushrooms, it will actually plop them in the air like this. This also applies to his S2 super. So they don't just have to stand here. They can bounce full screen. If I back all the way up back here and I do down forward heavy on the mushrooms, they will slowly start bouncing over to the opponent. There is no way to get rid of this. There's a lot of moves in the game that get rid of projectiles, but Teemo's S2 super, the mushrooms, cannot be deleted by any character's buttons that normally delete projectiles, which is very strong. And last but not least, we have Teemo's Super 3, his ultimate, his wombo combo flow dart. Steady, steady bullseye. This is mostly going to be used as a cash out option, a combo ender, and this super does not do a ridiculous amount of damage for the most part. We're mostly going to be using Teemo's S1 super and his S2 super, but if you ever find yourself in a situation where his level 3 is going to kill, he doesn't have the world's worst level 3, so that's a thing. But you know, his first and second super are kind of far superior for what they can do. So now that we got the important moves out of the way, let's go over to the basic beginner combos. I'm going to assume that you have never played Teemo before, and these combos are for you. These are very simple. They get the job done. They all finish in supers for the most part, and these are still some very important combos that you need to know on Teemo. So let's get right into it. Starting with the first combo, we're going to be starting with our lights as a starter into our crouch medium. Practice that. Light, 1, 2, 3, crouch medium. After that, we're going to land both heavies. His heavy attack can be hit twice. So heavy, heavy. Heavy, heavy. Then we're going to use our launcher, our crouching heavy, our campfire, whatever you want to call it. Bam, 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 bam. Campfire. After campfire, medium, heavy, roly-poly. Alright, now let's tie it all together. Light, 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 medium, heavy, heavy, campfire, medium, heavy, roly-poly. And we're just going to finish it in our S1 super, so it's going to look something like this. Just like that. It looks a lot harder than it really is, I promise. This is one of his easier combos. You're going to be kind of just throwing this out if you're more of a beginner Teemo and you just need a route that's going to finish in your super. This is a fairly easy route that you can use anywhere on screen as well. So even mid-screen, this will work. Excuse me, I didn't jump. So even mid-screen, this will work just like this. Works anywhere on screen. And it is quite hard to drop. Alright, another beginner combo that you can do to combo into your S2 super this time is essentially the same thing, except after the heavy we're going to go into a roly-poly level 2. So it's going to look something like this, bam bam bam, level 2. Now this combo will only work in the corner because you need to slump them against the wall. If you try this mid-screen, you will not slump them against the wall because there is no wall. So in the corner, you can do something like this. Get your level 2 out. Very easy. Build up them badges, because his S2 super actually does build his mushroom badge. And for another beginner combo into his level 3, we're going to be doing the exact same thing. Into the campfire, right? So jab, 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 crouch, heavy, heavy campfire. After the campfire, we're going to be going for medium, down, medium, down, medium, down, medium. Make sure you get 3 of them. So one more time. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And after the third hit, we're going to sit on them, which is performed as you're down heavy in the air. Right? So it's going to look like this. 1, 2, 3, sit. One more time. 1, 2, 3, sit. And all together, it will look something like this. Just like that. Now, after the sit, we're going to use our down, forward, heavy. Come on, Teemo, stop going invisible. Down, forward, heavy, which is this pickup move that will hit off the ground. So, like I just said, we sat on him, right? 1, 2, 3, sit. This move is actually going to scoop them off of the floor after our sit. And after that, all we do is level 3. So it's going to look something just like this. Just like that. Pretty easy combo to get into our level 3. And it doesn't do a whole lot of damage, but this will kill if it needs to kill. It does about 50%. So if you catch your opponent around 50%, this is a route you definitely can go for. So now moving into Teemo's intermediate combos, the slightly harder combos, we're going to add a little bit of the mushroom looping. If you don't know what mushroom looping is, essentially Teemo can partially charge his crouching heavy, and it will make them do a backflip just like so. And afterwards, you actually get the chance to throw a mushroom. And they call it mushroom looping because you can loop this about 2 or 3 times, like this. And then you hit them, and the mushroom hits, and you can loop it 2 or 3 times, right? One of the intermediate combos that you can do is actually finishing in your super 1, and it would look something like this. So just like that, not too hard. The only thing that you do have to worry about in this combo is getting that partial charge on the crouching heavy. The easiest way to do it for beginners is to stare at Teemo until he begins to glow red. If I lower the game speed down to about 25%, let's pay attention to Teemo right here. The longer I charge this button, Teemo begins to glow red, right? I didn't charge it long enough there. But if I just hold this button, eventually you'll see that Teemo glows red. He has a red outline. The second you see the red outline, let go. And it will basically auto time it every single time. So pay attention when Teemo goes red. Bam. I want you to practice this not at 25% speed, because that's not going to help you, because in game you're not going to be at 25% speed, are you? See him go red, let go. Red, let go. Red, let go. Red, let go. This is going to help you a lot in your combos. Red, let go. You'll know that you successfully did this when you see the backflip. So if I don't do it correctly, she will not backflip. She doesn't backflip. If I do it correctly, she'll backflip. So one more time for the combo. So we're gonna go medium, crouching medium, heavy, heavy, partial charge, right? Now, after you successfully see the backflip, what you're gonna do is jump forward, hold up forward, and mushroom. You're gonna hear the voice line, watch out. That's the mushroom you want. You want the watch out mushroom. Each mushroom kind of has a different voice line. You have plop, you have haha, here you go. You want watch out. It's the best way to describe it. So just like this. Watch out. Now, once the mushroom hits, you're going to charge your roly-poly and then go into S1. Super. All together, it's going to look something just like this. Charge it. Hit that super. Just like that. I promise with a little bit of elbow grease and time, this is going to be one of your easier combos you're going to go for. This might be a bit challenging, like I said. Teemo isn't the easiest character, so it might take a little bit to get this down, but I promise, I believe in you. It's just that partial charge. If you ever played a character like Ahri, partial charges are very important to Teemo. So same thing with Vi actually, with the electrics. You're going to need these partial charges for a lot of Teemo combos, so I want you to sit here and just make sure you can get these under control. Alright, for his next intermediate combo, we're going to do the exact same thing almost, except there's a little bit of a different variation. So in the corner, remember how I told you to use the watch outs? In the corner we actually kind of don't really want to go for the watch outs. We want to hear plop. So you want to jump forward and then throw a neutral mushroom. You do not want it to bounce off the wall. At least this is the easiest way to do it. There are ways where you can get it to bounce off the wall and still connect, but in my guide I'm not going to be teaching you that because I think it's a little inconsistent. So we're just going to jump forward and plop. So get used to jump forward, plop. Alright, so essentially the same principle into the backflip. Then we're going to plop, roly-poly, level 2. Now this one will only work in the corner because the roly-poly needs to slump them against the wall just like earlier. And all together it's going to look something like this. Just like that. Now afterwards, once the mushroom hits, we can actually build on top of this combo. It doesn't have to end there. We can actually sit on them and then go for a tag launcher afterwards. So, you know, just like this, pretend we did the rest of the combo. Afterwards, we can sit on them, pop them up, go for a tag launcher. So we can actually get another super afterwards if we want to. Remember, pretend the rest of the combo's there. I'm going to show you what it looks like fully, but just jump, pop them up, get that level 1. All together, it will look something like this. Charge it, get the mushroom super, make sure you jump, hold up, sit on them, level 1. 600 damage. Now for our last intermediate combo, this is going to be finishing with our level 3. Just like before, we're going to start mid-screen with this route into the campfire. We're going to get that mushroom out, roly-poly, pop them up afterwards. I wasn't close enough. Make sure you're close enough. Sit on them, pop them up again, level 3. So I'll go over that one more time. Medium, crouching medium, heavy, heavy, campfire. It's hard to talk and do it at the same time. Sometimes you have to focus on Teemo. Sit on them, pop them up, bam. So I did forget the heavy at the end of that, but it's essentially the same thing. After you pop them up, medium, heavy, sit. Medium, heavy, sit. You know, same thing. And then you're just going to go pop them up into your level 3 again. Now, getting into Teemo's harder combos, we're going to start talking about mushroom looping. So, after the partial charge, you know, we were just throwing the mushroom and then roly-polying for our other combos. We're actually going to try to catch them with our medium so that we can get another campfire out into another mushroom. Now, this is very important because this builds mushroom badges. And like I said earlier, if you skip the moveset part, Teemo's mushroom badge is very, 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 very good. So if I can just build the mushroom badge real quick. Just like that, we will get poison mushrooms. Now this does a lot of damage on hit, but on block, this actually does so much chip damage, it's insane. So if I end up getting poison mushrooms and I just start throwing 3 or 4 of them at him, I mean, look at his health. It's just dissipating. So that is why mushroom looping is very important. And for our first hard combo, we're going to finish with our S1 super, our level 1. And it's going to look something like this. Medium, crouching medium, heavy, heavy, campfire. Alright, just like our other routes. We're going to throw that mushroom, just like that. Except we're going to catch them with this medium before the mushroom hits. So just like that, before the mushroom hits, we want to get close, hit that medium punch, and we're going to start instantly charging our campfire again so that we can loop another mushroom, and that would look something like this. Just like that. And And afterwards, once that second campfire hits, we're gonna jump, medium, heavy, roly-poly, level 1. It's gonna help us build our mushroom badges and do very good corner carry and decent damage. And all together, it's gonna look like this. Just like that. Alright, for our second combo, we're actually going to be using our S2 super, the mushroom super. So just like beforehand, we're going to do the same starter into the backflip. Except this time we're going to throw 2 mushrooms, just like that. So jump forward mushroom, right? Jump forward mushroom, level 2. Then we're going to roly-poly into the corner. It doesn't drop. Like I said, Teemo's a pretty hard character. Make sure you get it not to drop. Roly-poly into the corner, and we're going to get another mushroom super. Now, this is extremely good for building Teemo's badges. And it does 60%, which is very strong for 2 supers. Alright, and for Teemo's last intermediate combo, we're going to be finishing with our level 3. And just like our other starters, is going to be a mushroom loop. We're going to do 1, catch, and then we're going to go into roly-poly, pick up, level 3. All together, it's going to look something like this. Just like that. So this is very important because, like I said, it builds the mushroom badges. It does a decent bit of damage, almost 70%. You get mushroom badges and you end on level 3, which is very strong. Alright, so now I want to talk about some side switch combos that are very important. I feel like I shouldn't have left this out of the guide, so I want to talk about it. In the corner, if you ever find yourself mashing out of the corner against some pressure, you can actually side switch your opponent with Teemo. I left this for later in the guide because this is pretty challenging to do, but it's going to look something like this. So just like that, and I'll go over it one more time. So you're gonna go jab, crouching medium, heavy, then you're gonna need to super jump dart, right? And that's gonna put you behind your opponent. Super jump dart, make sure you jump forward, unlike me. Super jump dart. Now, this is pretty tricky to hit, but I promise you can do it. You're gonna land on the other side of your opponent. And once the super jump dart hits, you're actually going to have enough time to go medium, heavy, roly-poly. Medium, heavy, roly-poly. Now you can finish this in level 1 after the roly-poly, or you can get a little bit more extreme with things like this. Just like that. Now this will leave them crumbled against the wall. And like I said earlier in the guide, if you have them crumbled against the wall, you can go into level 1. You can go into level 2, you can go into pick up level 3. So this is a very, very important side switch because the opportunities that it lets you have at your disposal are very strong. You can go into all of your supers, and if you have them crumbled against the wall, you can actually go for grass, roly-poly again, then their limit strike with this grass, and you're going to be invisible on their wake up, or you can burn the grass. There's so much possibilities with this side switch route that I felt like I needed to talk about it in the guide. Alright, so now getting into some of Teemo's harder combos, we're going to be talking about what to do with grass on their wake up. It's very strong to leave grass on their wake up because you'll be invisible when they're waking up, and it's... I mean, imagine waking up after a combo and Teemo's invisible. Where is he? You don't know. So we're going to be talking about some combos that might leave you in a situation like that. So in the corner, earlier we talked about going for this. Jump forward, neutral mushroom. Jump forward, neutral mushroom. Practice that. Jump forward, neutral mushroom. Just like that. Then we're going to dash up. Make sure you dash. Grass, heavy. You got that? Dash up, grass, heavy. Put it all together. Just like that. And we're going to roly-poly at the end, and then what that's going to do is leave us invisible because of the limit strike. There's going to be some extra time for them to wake up, so if you limit strike them, you have time to go invisible. And you're going to be invisible on their wake up, and you have a couple options of what you can do. You can go for a jump mix-up, you can go for a grab while you're invisible, You can call your assist and jump. There's a lot of options that you can do after a situation like this. You can light the grass on fire. You're invisible. They don't know where you are. These are very, very, very important combos to learn. Now, if you're new to fighting games, you might be thinking, Chris, well, the combos you showed me earlier do way more damage. Well, sometimes damage isn't important. Having good Oki on their wake up with a situation that leaves yourself invisible in this grass, it's burning. What this does is it covers all options. So if Jinx rolls out of the corner when this grass is on fire, after the combo I just showed you, you are plus enough to grab her and put her back in the corner. If she wakes up into the grass, she's going to be blocking because the grass is on fire and she has to block it. If she tries to jump, the grass will hit her because it's on fire. If she tries to back roll, she'll get hit by the burning grass. If she tries to wake up attack, she'll get hit by the burning grass. So combos like this are very important to learn, and I would recommend taking some time to sit in the corner, get a combo kind of like this. This is a very simpler version, but it covers every single wake up option from your opponent, and then after that you get a hit and then you just kill them. All because you set up this very ridiculous situation on their wake up that leaves grass at their feet and then you're invisible. And that's what Teemo's all about, is routes like this that cover all options, and Teemo's being this little annoying invisible freak. And then all the routes I showed you before, the damage routes, you know, once you get that hit after being invisible, those are the routes you're going to go for it to kill. And it's very important to learn these. So with that being said, I hope I covered enough today to kind of get you started on Teemo, and not only just started on him, but I want you to be as good as possible. I hope I showed you the basic building blocks so that you can take everything I showed you in today's video and go rank up, go hit Grandmaster, go hit a tournament win, and go do what you got to do with all of this information. And if you have any questions, make sure to leave them down below. If you like the video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. If you didn't like the video, please let me know. Without any more further ado, I will see y'all in the next video. Peace.